Two of the biggest changes to UK GAAP was around revenue and leases. So Section 23 and Section 20 have been completely rewritten in line with IFRS 15 and IFRS 16. There are also some more changes around UK GAAP, specifically around enhanced disclosure requirement, mainly more towards small companies to improve greater transparency and a more true and fair view. For revenue, we're moving towards a 5-step model now. So for businesses that are in construction, long-term contracts, providing a service or offering bundled contracts, you're going to be more significantly impacted by the changes under UK GAAP. For leases, all leases will now be recognised on the balance sheet for greater transparency of financial commitments. IFRS 1 and 2 has been slightly more friendly in terms of the adoption of leases on the balance sheet, providing more exemptions available and also having more options in the available discount rate, which will hopefully make it easier to adopt the new UK GAAP. So I think it's really important that finance teams really explore the impact that this is going to have on their business early and really explore what they need to do now in order to make sure they're ready for the year-end accounts when UK GAAP changes comes into effect. These changes are going to impact key financial metrics, earnings, dividends, earnouts, and also your financial covenants. These changes to UK GAAP don't come into effect until periods beginning on or after the 1st of January 2026. So there's still time to think about how this is going to impact your business now and think about an implementation of that. I would probably break this down into 3 steps. I would firstly look at understanding the impact that this is going to have on your business and speaking with a local TC office where needed to get that understanding, if not already held. I would look to start to bring together all of your contracts in one location and start to really understand the impact that the new 5-step model is going to have on those contracts. I'd also start to think about businesses that have bespoke contracts, thinking about how you can standardize those terms so that when you do come to implement the changes under the revenue standard, they're a lot easier to adopt rather than having to look at every contract individually. For leases, it's about putting together all of that data into one central location so that you know that you've got comfort that your listing of leases is complete. Secondly, I would explore stakeholder engagement, particularly for your investors and your lenders. So the changes to UK GAAP are going to have an impact on your financial metrics. So it's important that you consider the impact it may have on your financial covenants and discuss that with your lenders where appropriate. And lastly, I would then think about how you're actually going to implement these changes within your team. So think about what implementation plan you need to put in place. How are you going to understand the changes? And then how are you actually going to implement them, performing the calculations to make sure the appropriate accounting trigger. The main challenges we see, particularly from our experience when IFRS 16 come into play, was leaving the implementation too long in the process. This has a knock-on impact on the approval of your financial accounts, increased costs, and particularly if you've got financial covenants and the challenges mean you're in breach of those, then difficulties with your lender. So it's really important you plan now ahead of the 1st of January 2026 so that you're ready to be implementing that plan. I would also just remember that auditors can't do a lot of the heavy lifting for you due to the independence restrictions, so it's really worth bearing that in mind. Where we predominantly work with owner-managed businesses, they typically have a smaller finance team. And if that finance team might not have international reporting experience, they might not be familiar with the 5-step model of revenue and IFRS 16 and how to recognise these on a balance sheet. So it's really important that you take the time to explore whether you have the skills and expertise within your business to properly adopt these changes. If not, I would really recommend that you speak to a local TC office so that you can get the support you need and have the confidence that you're recognising these changes appropriately.